Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about Heroes of Blackreach. It's a game that I really like, but sadly it died, like pretty much every game that I like. And I want to try to be able to create my own stuff. This game came out, got me hooked on the Hero Scale system, and this is the only thing that came out for 40K, but they did had a lot of World War II stuff. Their Kickstarter here for Heroes of the Pacific sort of did the company in. They were never able to follow through on this. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that the company is apparently defunct. The money's gone. They had a business partner, whatever. But long story short, there will never be a Heroes of the Pacific. I do have Stalingrad and a bunch of the other stuff. So I developed a system for me to create my own tiles, and I'm going to share it with you in a link in the description. You're going to need two things. First, you're going to need to go to getpaint.net. That's getpaint.net, one word, and download this free graphic design software. It's very user friendly. You know, I have no training, no education. I finished 10th grade, and I can do this. It's basically copy paste and a couple other simple commands. And then I'm using the artwork from this guy right here on Patreon. Just his free 2024 archive is filled with so much stuff, it's unbelievable. It all works pretty well, and I've gotten some fairly decent results. Let me show you here. This is one that I scanned, and I drew around it to get the proper size and to get the proper layout. This is a tile from the 40K game. Mine's nowhere near as nice, but it's functional. Um, you know, so basically you just take my blank tile and paste on what you want. I'm using his isometric soldiers artwork here, and I got this off the internet. The Cadian symbol, the Imperial Eagle symbol there. Everything else is just picked up. All of the icons can be found in the Dropbox under this. Most of them are kind of blurry, but you load them up in paint.net, and if you want to put an icon on your counter, you just go up here to Tools and Rectangle Select, and if you want this icon, you just pick it up. Hit Control C, and you've got that icon. And then when you drop it in, it will be, you can put it in there. Let me go in just a little bit of detail. I don't want this video to be really, really long, but I want to show you what I've done here for you. So this is a blank infantry tile. I've got a blank medium-sized tile for stuff like sentinels and walkers, and I've got blank tank tiles in there. You can just go in here and pick the text tool. So you're going to go up here to text right here. Tool is text. You just click in here and put your text in there. You can choose what size text, what font, what color, and you just fill in all the relevant numbers. And this is for a walker, but the same thing applies to the infantry. Then if you want an icon, I have a bunch of them already. Let's say I want to give this guy Fire on the Move. I'm going to open Fire on the Move. You can see that it's a PNG, so the back of it is clear. And it's very simple. You just go in here and click Magic Wand. If you click Magic Wand, you'll see it's going to pick all the connecting clear, but we want to pick up this little bit in the middle. So hold down Shift and click it, and it'll grab everything that's clear. Use Control I. You can also pick it up from the menu up here, Edit menu, and now we've selected everything that's not the clear. Control C will copy it. We'll bring it over to our infantry token. Control V will drop it in. And now I have Fire on the Move. I can use my text tool to put whatever number in here I want. I can position this however I want. So you can make whatever tokens you want with this. I'm going to Control Z to get rid of that. This is my Chimera that I made for my Cadians. One of the things I want to show you where I got all the artwork at, because this is really neat. This was kind of what inspired me to do this. And I'm going to pick Ogre Squad pack. I've never even looked in here and seen what these guys look like. So I'll take this ogre right here. You can see that he has a small shadow on some of the clear. Now that will show up, but it's very easy to get rid of that. Just Magic Wand it, pick this. We're going to hit Shift. You see that? It picked everything that was a slight shadow. We'll delete that. Now we've got the ogre ready to go. We're going to Shift, select again, Control I to Control C, and we're going to drop him on our counter. Now, I've made the counters a little bit big, so for the infantry, so that you don't have to resize every single figure. Let me give you an example of that real quick. I'm going to open up one of the soldiers that are just normal size. We're going to go into Sci-Fi. I've been using the Sci-Fi Rifle Platoon for a lot of my stuff. And let's pick this Flamer. So I'm going to open the Flamer. You see the shadow here in the middle of his body there. We're going to take our magic wand. And the magic wand has a slider. You can select how close it's going to be. See, that's too much because it picked stuff off of him. So I'm going to reduce this to about 29. We'll try to pick this. And you see how it just picked that in there? Didn't quite get all of it. Let's try to get this out here. There we go. We'll get rid of that. So we've gotten rid of most of the shadows. He's still got a little shadow hanging out there. Maybe I'll bump this up just a touch to 40. And we'll grab this. Good. So we're going to shift, bam, Control I to reverse it, Control C to copy. Come back over to my blank infantry template, Control V, and there he is. The reason that I made the infantry templates kind of big is so I didn't want to have to, when you paste something, it automatically goes into move mode. So you can move it all around. If you right click, you can rotate it a little bit to get some variation. And if you grab hold of the corner, you can resize it up or down, however you want to do that. But I didn't want to have to resize every soldier, so I made the base counter bigger. Okay? And when you're done with the base counter for this, you don't have to do this for the tanks, because I figure for the tanks, it's just one thing, and you're going to want to resize that to fit in there as best you can. But when you're done with this, you go to Image, Resize up here, and down here for height and width, you want to type in 1.54, and it'll print out the same size as all of your other infantry tiles. You don't have to resize the tank blank. You don't have to resize, you know, the upgrades like this. But the infantry, the reason that I did that is so that you can take the artwork from the Patreon and put it directly on your tiles without having to resize each individual guy. And let me think, what else? So you got this, you can get all your tiles off there. I've got some of them already, you know, with the backgrounds cleaned off it, because for something like this, you're just going to want to pick this out and then erase the background and just leave the lightning bolt left. And there's 2 pages of these. Someone was nice enough to do this. I wish they were a little bit higher resolution, but you can actually go in and sharpen them up if you want to do that. But essentially with this kit, let me show you one other thing about this guy's Patreon. If you go into his master archive, he has World War II stuff in here. So you could make your own North Africa. You could make your own, I don't see any Pacific theater. But you could make whatever you want. Yeah, you could just make your own terrain, make your own whatever. Super, super wonderful stuff. If you can throw the guy a tip in his tip jar, that would be great. I'm going to do that, because this has just been a real find for me. I never even looked at his fantasy stuff. Yep, he's got lots of tokens in there, and this is just his free stuff. It's inspired me to want to be able to make my own historical and particularly sci-fi stuff. So I wanted to be able to have the IG. So what I'm going to essentially do is every time that I want to design a scenario, I can just go into this toolkit with my paint.net. Like I said, it's a free program. I'm going to put a picture right here of my computer stats. This is an old computer that I'm using, so you don't really need anything major to do this. And you can change the colors on the side here. Like if you want to make individual units, I don't know if you're familiar with the hero system, you know, they color the sides, and you see how that bled out a little bit. I'm going to go back to 31, hit Control Z to get rid of that. Let's see how it does now. See that? The paint bucket, the magic wand and everything, you can adjust the tolerance and see exactly what you get. So if I want this unit to be a different unit, a different color code, I can do that. Everything's there for you. I think I tried to do as best I could to make it easier for me. But with this kit, I can make any customized, unit or whatever for Heroes of Blackreach, or even Heroes of World War II, because there's a lot of tiles in there. And I'm going to actually mix together some of the tiles from the compendium. I gave the Cadian the command because I like that rule from the historicals. I'm trying to do some, just kind of give some flavor to the guard so that they're just not whatever. And I'm going to give them the benefit from the Band of Brothers Gazette, where they can get fire support from nearby units. But essentially, you can pretty much custom build your own tiles, custom build your own scenarios, and expand and just play around with your own hero system. So yeah, the company's dead, the game's dead, but you can still make your own. So I just try to make a little toolbox to help people along. And if you get some use out of it, just remember that the infantry blank token here is oversized. When you print this out, it'll be too big. All right, one thing I forgot that I'm going to add on here real quick is how do you print this stuff out? So you go to File, New, and you're going to want to make a 300 DPI image that is the size of your paper. So that'll be 8.5 by 11. Okay. So this is my page. When I come over here, I'm going to do the same thing that I was doing before. I'm going to do, well, I tell you what, we're just going to select all because it doesn't really matter at this point. We're going to select all, Control C, come back to our new document we just created, Control V, and there you go. And that'll print it out the correct size on an 8.5 by 11 paper. I can come back here, edit, select all, just Control A. Control C to copy it, bring it back to my page, Control V, put it down here. So I can put this down here, and essentially I can fill the whole page up. Unless you have a special printer, you're printing on white paper, so the stuff that's clear on the PNG image will just come out white on your paper. And you just take it and cut out with your scissors, put it on some cardboard, and you have your own stuff. So I just wanted to throw that in. I know this is an extremely obscure topic, and there's probably like 2 of us left on the planet that care about this game and whatever, but oddly enough, I got rid of all my squad leader stuff, and I tell people this story all the time. I sold my entire advanced squad leader collection to buy this because I had been long waiting for some kind of 40K setting mixed with squad leader type rules, and this is close enough. I got a couple house rules that I mentioned in one of my other videos. It's close enough. It's close enough for me, and I do not regret selling it. I'm really frustrated that the company died. Just, it's just sad. So, okay, well, that's it. I'm only using like 5 tools or 6 tools out of the entire Paint graphics program. And with this guy's artwork, I'm able to create unlimited varieties of tokens. His science fiction one has multiple different guard regiments in there. You can do Death Corps, you can do Steel Legion, you can do Cadians. Yep, have fun. If you do design some tokens and you can share them with me, I'd really appreciate it. So you can drop me a link in the comments. I will download them and add them to my collection of, files for a dead game system. So, all right, happy gaming, everybody.